Seconds later, the Blues scored. Talis was furious and repeatedly called Harrigan a cheat.
Don't talk to me, just go. Just go.
In hastily arranged peace talks, Talis apologised to Harrigan last night. The second rower also admitted he cost his team the game.
I mean, I'm just sorry what I did, and it probably changed the game, and I lost the game for me 16 other mates.
Lamb had pleaded with Harrigan to leave Talis on the field.
And I just said to Billy, look, it's in the heat of the moment sort of thing, and he just said, look, no one speaks to me that way.
Injustice or not, one of Queensland's toughest wasn't blaming the ref.
At the end of the day, they ain't going to change their minds. It doesn't matter what you say to them. It doesn't matter how much noise you make.
Do you remember it clearly?
Remember it clearly.
Oh, it's one of my first Origin memories.
In the year 2000, that's a knock-on. I reckon if you show the high shot of that, the ball goes backwards. I bet you now that ball would go backwards. I bet my life on it. We had an argument on the weekend.
The Jack de Belin one?
The Jack de Belin.
Jack de Belin's going in support and he gets like a thick edge off his hand and it goes back into Kyle Flanagan's hand.
At some stage, I reckon the ball has to go forward, then momentum takes it back.
Too much earthing, mate. I don't know where your feet were, but no.
Just goes
back. All right, let's talk a bit.
Only player? Oh, no, that's been played sent off. What was I talking about? He was the last
Greenhill?
one. Greg Greenhill, yeah.
Craig Greenhill got sent off, I'm pretty sure.
They say there's only been 4 in
Joseph,
history.
Gordon, I'm sure it was Craig Greenhill. Was Les Boyd sent off?
Trent Waterhouse. You know when someone got...
Waterhouse.
Stephen Price, yeah.
They sent him off?
Yes. Gone.
Jerome Luai?
I don't think he's been sent off.
Yeah. Oh, you know what? I think him and Walsh got sent off, didn't they?
In Adelaide?
It was like the last minute.
Suncorp?
Yeah, it was Suncorp. It was like the last minute.
So it didn't affect the game.
There was nothing.
Anyway.
Go and have a shower.
Bruce Walsh, don't punch him in the face. Don't hit the face.
Don't touch the eyebrows.
Beautiful face.
Don't hit him in the face.
Mate, there's someone playing the Tigers hooker. Check his brows out. They're the best eyebrows I've ever seen. Is it De Silva?
Yeah.
They're like Mal Meninga on a little person. Mal Meninga eyebrows on a little person.
We'll find them. We'll do a little split screen.
I'll show you. While you're talking, I'll just...
All right. So, Joey, you've got the first Origin question. Well,
okay.
Freddy researches. Madge, plenty of question marks heading into Game 2. But first off, what do you think the biggest lessons he takes out of... I mean, I know it was tough, the fact that Swalihi got sent.
Don't get a player sent off. Hypothetically looking at it, if Sualihi doesn't get sent off, without doubt, it's so tight. Yeah. Because New South Wales fought back to that 2010 stage. And, but at the end of the day, their key players played a lot better than ours. I think if you went through their spine and you went through their key players, Queensland outplayed the New South Wales guys in those key positions. Madge, what would he have learned? I don't know, you probably have to...
He wouldn't have learned much out of that game. There's not much to learn, really. Well, they were courageous, but so they should be there in New South Wales team.
Yeah.
I think ready?
You got the brows?
Oh, wow. It's like the pearly gates.
Where's the camera?
This is incredible.
We'll get the camera. Once the Origin highlights are done, we'll get the camera back on Freddie because...
I think...
Sorry, Evans, there was a moment there.
I think that New South Wales will learn more than what Queensland did.
Is it on you?
Stand
Stand back. Show the brows. Oh, we're focusing in. It's coming. It's coming. The suspense. They do look painted on, don't they?
Look at them babies.
That's impressive.
They're the best eyebrows I've
ever
seen.
But they look manicured.
Yeah, they are. They all get them done now.
Do they?
They're awesome.
Blokes get their eyebrows done.
I saw one of the Dolphins players, one of the back row. His eyebrows were just...
A back rower?
Oh, perfect. Wow. Maybe Lemu. They were just...
Brows done.
Absolutely perfection.
Wow.
But Origin, yeah.
Yeah.
I think New South Wales will learn more and take more out of that game. Queensland, was a huge advantage for Queensland. How many games? Cherry Evans... Ben Hunt, Harry Grant, the key positions. How many they played together? It's so important.
Question.
Since 1996, New South Wales has used 27 different players in the halves, and Queensland have used 11.
Yeah. Hey, fullback. Dylan Edwards is playing this week up in Newcastle.
It'll be shootout, I think. between Dylan and Teddy. Teddy's playing against the Parramatta Royals. Interesting. See what happens.
That's on Saturday.
Interesting to see too the makeup of the bench, because a lot of talk about Cobbo when he went on.
Yeah.
And Billy was actually hammered before the game about it.
Yeah.
Billy must have one of those crystal balls at home and just prepared.
But there were some great stats around the number of times that they've lost an outside back. So
you're saying Burton should be on the bench, yeah?
Always.
Yeah.
Burton can cover as a back rower as well.
So he's
Worst
your
case
14
scenario.
for game 2. Hands down, you'd put him in?
Yes. I'd have a back on the bench.
Yeah.
I'd have someone who can play in the backs. I think they relied on Hudson Young. Could you imagine Hudson Young playing in the centres if Reece Walsh was playing? Like, he just wouldn't be able to catch him.
What about, I know, Joey, you said on the weekend, Latrell straight in for you.
Has to.
Freddie,
X factor.
do you agree? We know Latrell's a big game player, we know.
Well, the other thing I found was interesting because Joseph's always played left, but he was playing right centre. And Stephen Crichton actually plays right for Canterbury, and he was playing left centre. So Stephen just goes back to his position. He plays for Canterbury in the right, and I'd put Latrell left.
When Stephen went over to the right edge, once the decision was made, he organised that edge. So he is an amazing player. Defensively, the way he organises his edge and the way he reads it, he is an outstanding player. Jeez, he's smart.
The other
Latrell
big question
in.
mark. So Latrell in.
Yep.
I know on the weekend you said Mitch Moses is the front runner.
Yeah.
Super tough for Nico, the fact that they were playing with 12 men for most of the game.
But the kicking game was poor. Everyone can
yeah.
see that. Need Moses' kicking game. Probably the best kicking game in the competition. Very close to. Really long kicking game, which means he can rescue sets coming out of trouble with that long kick. Yeah, Moses in for me, definitely.
Nico's playing tomorrow, isn't he?
Yes.
Yep, beautiful.
Guess we'll get a good idea.
Good luck to him. You know, he doesn't shy away, Nico. You know, come up as a bloke who was playing centre, all different positions. He's had since he's been playing for Cronulla, he's had a great career. And now you've got to step up. Had a couple of chances and he most likely learned some more about how to start a game especially. That first kick wasn't good. They went down the other end and scored a try. Like, you realise, like how crucial sometimes a simple thing like a 7 tackle set can be. But
So if Moses is picked at 7, I would go with Cody at 5'8". Game 3 last year, they combined really well. Cody opens up the left side attack. Cody can get that sorted. I know he's not going great at Clubland. I didn't see the Titans game. I know him and Fafita went at it, but they scored 40.
Yeah, Cody
He scored a couple of tries.
2, set up a couple as well.
Yeah.
He and
He was
Latrell
good.
killed it.
Especially if Latrell. Latrell's on the left.
what happened, and it happened,
Would
there
you
was
go,
too much ball to ground.
would
Yeah,
you
there was
go-
too much ball to
Would
ground.
you go Moses and Cody?
Yeah, that's all right. That was my original suggestion. There was a lot of ball that went to ground, and that's just, it's the one thing I don't see around Cody that much is he just gets that on. He's very slick with his
The
passing.
pass selection.
Yeah, the
Not
pass
only is his
selection.
pass and his selection, who to
Yeah.
hit.
But anyway, it's good. I reckon some great games for him to play. So then, the good thing is you got 2 teams in the top 4 playing. You got Cronulla and the Dolphins, so 2 quality teams, and then you got Parramatta playing the Roosters.
Cam Murray back on the bench. Would you
Cam
put him
Murray
straight
back
in?
on the bench. Yep.
Yeah, Cam
Absolutely.
Murray for me, he'd be straight back in.
But you got to get, you got to move some players. So you got Isaiah, Jake, McInnes, Hudson.
Here's another one for you. Mitch Barnett. Would you have him in the 17?
I don't think you can make that many changes because you're going to have. There's a massive chance you'll bring Cam Murray in, I'd say. But yeah, the fullback's the interesting one, I reckon, more than anything, because they're both great players. So, and Teddy was one of our best players. So that'll be some restless nights for the coach.
Well, then also, if you bring Cody in, he unlocks Teddy on those plays. Remember game 3 last year? He got Teddy away a couple of times. Interesting for Madge, but...
The women's game 2 was epic as well up at Newcastle. And, I mean, as sad as it was for the Blues, I think for the sake of the game and ratings as well, to have a decider is just incredible. The fact that it was absolutely pouring in Newcastle and they still had around 25,000, we know how much they love their footy up there, but this was a genuine spectacle.
So good to watch. Product is so good. And
They're
It's
in
getting
control
better
again.
and better and better.
Like the first game, New South Wales are in control, I reckon, for 3/4 of the game. Now, this is 9 minutes out when they scored this try. And they scored again, and then the field goal. I love the story about the field goal that Lauren Brown actually played for the Newcastle Jets in soccer. Should have been hitting soccer balls from that spot, and she ends up having this moment in rugby league. Incredible. What a moment.
Just overall, the standard over the last few years.
It improves every year.
Yeah.
Because they're getting more professional.
So skillful.
Getting
so
faster.
much faster.
You can see the athleticism is improving out of sight. The game's on the up and up and up and up. But we need to keep continuing. And what's great is so many young girls and boys in the crowd screaming. It's like a Justin Bieber concert.
Isn't it? They're so
I've never been to
high-pitched.
Justin Bieber.
It's awesome. The Bieber concert's awesome.
I've never been.
So is the footy.
They
I
come
was talking to Millie, and we're talking about actually the smaller balls using a size 4.5, and they've got them made. And I think over time they'll definitely come into the game.
For the kicking point of view.
No, from the being able to
But
hold
I'm
a
saying,
ball.
This is an area where the women's has to work on. The key
Well,
plays is the kick.
Yeah, definitely the kicking.
Kicking
But
game needs to
the ability to score tries with one hand. You know, what it's done to men's football, the men practising and being able to hold the ball in one hand, the way they score tries, go around the corner posts and
There was Millie's
fly through the
handbag.
air.
Millie's handbag
Adam.
was there. Adam.
Imagine that.
Nice.
Why do you think it's taken so long to introduce
Well, they want to do it right. And I think they want to
You're talking
show
about the
respect.
size of the
the
ball.
balls? Because I was at a breakfast, this would have been years ago. I think it's going back about 5 years ago, and Alana was speaking to Andrew Abdo and said, why aren't they smaller? And he said, I thought that would be disrespectful to the girls, and we want to...
I can understand that
Yeah,
too.
and she said, it's the opposite. I want to play the best footy I can, so just having it that tad smaller. And he said, thank you so much. I never really thought of it that way. I know Alana's been pushing for years, and as you said, you probably want to do it right. And
Well, you watch touch footy. So touch footy, they use the size 4. There's a 5, which is the NRLW and NRL at the moment, and then there's a 4.5, which they've made, and it looks exactly the same as a 5. But you watch the way the ball will move quicker, purely just because they'll be able to hold the ball easier. Touch footy, you watch a girls' touch footy game, the ball zings as quick as the blokes because they're able to hold the ball.
yeah.
And this will make a big difference. But it'll happen over time, and I think with due respect, and they'll make sure they get the the women involved in the decision making.
Yeah.
So, but they've got the balls made now, and it's about getting them out there, getting some data, seeing if it's true what everyone thinks. If not, continue using the 5s.